Hi Leo, my ascendant brothers and sisters. Welcome to your July 2023 Astro-Tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Leo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I use whole sign Western tropical astrology. So if you're only going to use one of these, the best one to check out is your ascendant. It's likely to be the most accurate on that day to day. I am adding a little tiny little tidbit, so you can let me know if you like it and if it helps you kind of tie up the context of the entire reading for yourself and how it shows out. So the themes for your month, my dear Leos, are self-worth and self-esteem, career and finances, right? So as a broad strokes energy, that's where this reading is really going to kind of be focused, especially with the transits that I've picked out to have a look at. So the first one that I would like to take a look at is on the 1st of July, Venus, which is now in your sign for the next 4 months, is going to be square to Uranus, which is up there in your 10th house of your career sector, right? So Venus in your first house is a lovely touch. It's giving you, it's enhancing you, it's enhancing your beauty, your appeal, your charisma, as if you need any help with any of all of that. She is the ruler of that Jupiter, right? So Jupiter and Uranus are both now in Taurus, which is your 10th house of your social status, your public standing in your career. Now that Venus being in the first house, advancement is possible, growth is possible, but it all relies on you cleaning up the internal dialogue, how you talk to yourself, how you look after yourself, how you value yourself, how much you love and celebrate yourself, right? If there were ever a time for Leos to be, you know, not like sickly, but to be like a little bit cocky, a little bit like, yeah, I fucking got it, and what? Right? If there were ever a time of this whole year for you to be like that, this is that time, right? This month especially, because you've got from now right until the end of the month when, you know, Venus will go retrograde, but she really is helping you clean up, clear, change, adapt, adjust how you see yourself, how you value yourself. And when your self-esteem, self-worth and self-value go up, your earning potential goes up as well. You start to connect to the energy of synchronicity to bring you more things that validate how much worth you feel you have. So this is really, really, really fucking important, okay? Now, in the immediate, this is how you feel about yourself and the vibration that you're putting out because of it. It's also, and so this Venus is now in a square to Uranus, right? So this is your first house, you, your body, your mind, your outlook are wanting one thing for yourself, and that Uranus in the 10th house is wanting something completely different for you than what you expected it to be. So it could be some kind of unintentional viral moment. Please make sure your pants are up when this happens. Right? It could be that you're being noticed for something other than what you had planned or what you'd had hoped for. So as an example, I've got a channel based on spirituality and the spiritual sciences. But what if people suddenly start saying, oh, you know, wow, you know, look at you, Raf, like you've lost all this weight, or actually, oh my gosh, your skin looks good. Can you start making videos on that? And it's like something else takes the spotlight, not from you, but it's something about you takes the spotlight away from what you thought the spotlight should be on you for. I hope that makes sense. All right. It might be as well that there's a sharp change of mind, a change of style, maybe even your outlook. Venus is the ruler of your third house. In that first house, you have the golden tongue right now, Leo. Be careful with it. And the only reason I say this, you know, not to put a dampener on it, but don't promise what you can't deliver. right? I wouldn't be surprised if a chance to date comes from this, or from a place or a person that you really don't expect. So I think it can be really wonderful. And the square, yeah, I think this is going to be, you know, maybe you set out to do one thing and Uranus and Venus are like, yeah, well, you know, we could have given you that, but actually we're going to give you this. And you're kind of like, oh, okay, not really sure what to do with this, but thanks. So look out for that. It's going to be fun. For this, we have the Page of Swords. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are getting an impromptu interview. You've got the King of Cups and you've got the Wheel of Fortune. This is some creative idea or endeavor as it pertains to you and your career, really potentially starts to blow up or reach larger audiences in some way, shape or form. Now that King of Cups, a water sign male, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, could really help you with this, or could be somebody that, it's almost like somebody wants to rain on your parade because of how they personally see you or perceive you. The problem with that is when something about us really profoundly shifts, the people that surround you, their vibrational and their mental outlook and perception of you has to shift. And if it's not willing to, what's easier for those kinds of people is that they'll try to bring you down. So there's a lot of expansion and growth, even with this being a square, that could potentially happen for you. But I kind of feel like maybe there's a part of you that wants to censor or edit yourself because there's someone that you don't want to alienate. Well, I'm just going to tell you this, fuck that, all right? This is your time to shine, Leo, right? For the last 2 years, so 2020 right through to, let's say, 2022, Leos, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, we've been through the absolute ringer, right? We're still kind of there because we've got one last eclipse cycle to go. We've had our tough times. We've paid our dues. We've done the work. We've done the work without the rewards and all the rest of it. This is the time to collect. And if you can't be more yourself, grow, expand, you know, be who you really want to be and present that and be a little bit cocky about it while Venus is in your first house, there's no time that this is going to be able to happen. All right. This is the time where you can get away with it more than ever. So you got to go in. The second transit that I want to look at is Mercury, the Lord of speed, haste, pranks, fun, enjoyment, communication skills, technology is coming into your first house as well. So if Venus is bringing the self-worth and potentially also the money, honey, then Mercury coming into the sign of Leo is also speeding up the sales and or the attraction factor with what you're putting out. So this could actually be a really good time this next 4 weeks if you've got sales, things that you want to share with the world, things that you want to start hyping people up about. Use this. This is a good time to do it. As if you need any more energy, right? As if you need any more fun. Mercury now comes into this place. It makes you chatty and vibrant and flirtatious. And it's you being lit up. People are loving you. They're loving your words. You're getting flirty, energetic and fun. This is you doing a little bit of everything with a little bit of everyone. And you are loving it. And I am so fucking here for this. I am so here for this. I don't even care. But I am here for this. Can I say it again? I am here for this. Just be careful to get your rest and recuperation because this is a lot of energy. Also because you can only run on coffee and charm for so long, darling, before eventually you need to get your shit together, right? Mercury rules your second house of money, finances and resources, and also your 11th house of the gains that you get from your business or your career. So money is on the up. Money is on your mind. Mind is on the money. Like this is a big sort of pull for you at this time. It's also a clearer understanding of when to move on certain ideas. I do think a lot of you will be very proactive about making money at this time, and you might also need to keep your health in check as well. All right, so just keep your wits about you, as they say. Now, for this, you have the Seven of Cups with the King of Swords. Okay, it makes sense with the Queen of Cups. All right, so two kings represents minor council, right? And what this suggests to me, especially here with this Seven of Cups, there are going to be a plethora of opportunities available to you in line with the transit of Mercury coming through that first house. Don't promise what you can't give or what you can't show up for. 2, streamline your focus. Just because everything looks shiny and glittery and you think, oh, you know, it's a smorgasbord, I want to try everything, doesn't mean you should, right? It's kind of like You know, if you go to the dessert parlor, if you have a scoop of every single ice cream, once it melts, it just becomes this horrible, sticky, sweet mess that you don't really know what it tastes like. Whereas if you get like one or two, maybe three flavors at max, you can enjoy that to the fullest, right? So see this kind of as that. Now, the King of Swords with the Queen of Cups, this suggests that your mind and your heart are having a little bit of a tug of war at this time. Venus being your heart in the first house, Mercury coming in will be the head. So this is where you do have to kind of start thinking about how you can synthesize what your mind and your heart say you want and is possible, and what your emotions and your spirit kind of also say, yes, you know what, this is possible. It is also possible as well in terms of people. The King of Swords would be an air sign male, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. The Queen of Cups would be a water sign woman, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This is potentially, you could be giving way more than you get. And so it's really important that you draw some very firm internal boundaries. Observe what you're being asked for and what people stand to get out of it before you just agree. All right, that's the only sort of caveat I have here. Now, on the 20th of July, now before I get into this transit, it's very important. Two things I want to say. Happy damn birthday to you. If you're a July born Leo, happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope you have a wonderful solar return. I really, really do hope you fill that day with all of the good things that you want for this year ahead. I would also like to say to you, this transit on the 20th of July, Mars is going to oppose Saturn. Now, this is important for a few reasons, right? The first one, the week before this, the week before the 20th of July, you're going to feel this coming up to a boil, but it comes exact on the 20th of July. Mars is in the sign of Virgo at this point, in your second house of money, finances, and resources. We know that Saturn is in Pisces at the moment, in your 8th house. Other people's money, finance, other people's money, finances, death, taxes, the taboo, etc. But this is setting up an opposition in your money axis. Your money, the second house, other people's money, the 8th house. Your values, the second house, the valuables that come to you or through other people, the 8th house, inheritance, taxes, etc. Your personal desires and values are being somewhat at odds at the moment, and your money axis being highlighted. It's an insurmountable experience that will need to be dealt with in order for you to move forward, right? If these were any other two planets, I might say, maybe you can figure another way out. With these two planets, Saturn is a reality check. Mars demands action, right? So you're going to have to get past this in some way, shape or form. The feeling I get from this is Saturn wants you to attend to the spiritual side of money and finances, and Mars wants you to get shit done on that practical level. The clues are Mars rules your 9th house of spirituality and your 4th house of occult psychic energies through your feelings. Saturn rules your 6th house and your 7th houses. So this is about clearing the energies around relationships, health, money, and of course, desire, right? So there's a lot in there. For that reason, I would say if you are a Leo, the abundance block smasher or the love block smasher may very well be for you this month. Especially, I would say probably more on the side of the love block smasher, just because there's a lot in there about desire and all the rest of it. So really, really interesting. That being said, your cards are the Chariot card. So you will make a way through this. The 8 of Pentacles through hard work, and the Ace of Pentacles. If you are willing to do the hard work, if you are willing to have the hard talks, if you are willing to put pen to paper, foot to arse, you can absolutely clean up. Yes, even with this opposition, it basically says new opportunities for money, finances, and resources, for health, potentially even for new connections and relationships that come in from overseas are available to you and possible for you now, as long as you are willing to put in the work, and also as long as you are willing to highlight, and that's what this Venus is trying to show you or trying to teach you or reinstate or reinstill within you, that sense of, no, this is what's amazing about me, and this is what I offer, and this is how I can do, the greatest thing for the world, or whatever it might be. On July the 23rd, Mercury in your sign of Leo is going to square Uranus in Taurus in your 10th house. And Venus is going to go retrograde in that first house. So your career and your public self and status are once more in conflict, but this time it's about you deciding what you're ready to share. Consequences kind of be damned, right? Just like, well, you know what? No, this is what I want to talk about. I do think this is going to be an opportunity for you to do something that you would love, but it might be very fast, it might require a lot from you, and it might not necessarily feel very stable in the moment. It's kind of like when your dad first says to you, you know what, yeah, you can drive the car. So the first bit you're like, yes, this is amazing, look at me, I'm about to drive my car. And then you're like, oh shit, okay, I better not crash, right? All of that stuff starts. Venus now going retrograde in your sign is getting you to really focus on what's happening with you and with you and within you, but also who you desire to be. It's about you understanding and redefining your own worth and value on your own fucking terms, without what anybody else thinks you should or shouldn't give, or what they can or can't demand from you. Fuck that. This isn't about anybody else. It's about you. It's about what you want for yourself, the worth, the value, the esteem that you hold yourself in, right? This is really getting you to look at this stuff, because once you elevate that, everything else that you desire, that you want in your life, is also going to amplify for you. It may not be so easy when people want to define you a certain way. It might not be so easy when people get comfortable with you being a certain way. It is a time of fun and exploration, and but also remember, whatever is offered to you has to align with who you believe you are and who you know yourself to be becoming. All right? Really, really important points there. For this, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. You better set your sight on them, future tings. All right, then you've got the Five of Wands. Okay. And you've got the Devil card, right? So it's really important here that you don't cling. And this is the thing with Leo energy. I say this about all the fixed signs. The potential to flog a dead horse, right? Just let it. Anyway, I'm not going to go on that rant. What's important is you're setting your sights on these brand new things that you feel are pulling you forward, which is amazing. But this basically says that Knight of Pentacles, you are fixed on an idea of where you're going. That's wonderful. With the Five of Wands, you're even willing to open this up to having connections with other people. The second those connections stop being viable is the second that they place more demand on you than they're actually reciprocating. All right. So I think this month you're going to be very clear on who is a taker, who is a giver, and which ones of those you are. And life is about give and take. But if you're in connections with people where it's just constantly take, and they don't actually really do anything in return for you, you're going to be very, very clear on this stuff moving forward. All right, so that's our transits in a nutshell for the... Right, so for the moons, for your Capricorn full moon, which is happening for you in your 6th house of day-to-day routines, habits, and bodies. It's also your, 6th house is also enemies as well, so watch out for that. Because you've got the gate 17 and opinions, it basically is a message just to say, like, other people's opinions on what you do or don't do can only hinder you as much as you allow them to. Now, that full moon happening in the 6th house might highlight an enemy to you, or somebody who presents as a friend but actually is, secretly giving it all of that behind your back. It is also potentially as well highlighting to you maybe where your health is brilliant And it might be that other people have lots of thoughts or opinions or feelings on what that is, or, you know, how you live your everyday life. And you're kind of like, you know what, I don't really care. It's none of your business. Like, leave me to live my best life. All right. Now that's the 3rd of July. On the 17th of July, you have the Cancer new moon, which is in your 12th house of past hidden energies, you know, hidden enemies as well, sad to say, but it is that. You've got the gate 29 and perseverance, and this is about going after something and not worrying, like, not even, it's not so much not worrying, but it's about saying, yes, okay, you know what, this is probably going to be difficult, but I'm going to go for it anyway. This is a fresh start in that karmic energy of your chart, and it's also a fresh start in a sense about your spirituality. And because it is that 12th house, this could also see you being deeply very reflective about what from your past, people, places, situations, items, clothes, whatever it might be, what now has a space moving forward in your life and what now doesn't, quite frankly. And that 29, that perseverance energy is basically saying that when you have those realizations around that new moon, it's not going to be difficult to cut certain things, people, places, situations, items, clothings, whatever. It won't be hard to cut them off. It will feel very natural to you. That doesn't suggest that you won't get any kickback, but you will need to find the perseverance to make it happen. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.